but you need something with a little bit more grit when you come to this old woman's face. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be trying out the new Givenchy PRISME LIBRE pressed powder. The shade that I have got is 04 Mousseline Acidulée. Now if I can get this open, let me show it to you. It's a beautiful compact, it comes like this, it's really lovely, feels sort of substantial, and it comes with a mirror. And it comes with a brush, which I need to take out. It's quite tricky to take out. Let me show you. That's what the brush looks like. So that's handy for touch-ups, hopefully. And then it's got this flap so that the brush sits in here. And then you remove that and we have all the colours here. Let me show you. This powder basically has got the it's the Givenchy PRISME LIBRE formula of combining 4 color correcting powders and getting this wonderful blend for some dimensionality as well as the mattifying and the blurring qualities. Now, one of the things that they say about this powder is it maintains the hydration levels of the skin, and that the 4 colors correct and unify the complexion. There are 7 shades in total. This one is number 4 out of the 7, so we're bang in the middle. It says there's no cakiness and that there is an instant blur. Now let me show you the shades. The green corrects red in this one anyway. The green corrects redness. The peach adds radiance. The soft creamy shade unifies the complexion, and this one corrects dark spots. So I've picked up all 4 shades. They look like this. So what do we have here? So here we have the greeny shade, the peach shade, the lilac shade, and the creamy shade. So that's what they look like. When I put them here, that's what they look like there. I know I've made it look really powdery, but it's not actually powdery when you put it on properly. I've smeared them on to show you. And the idea is that with my brush, I'm going to swirl all 4 colours together and, you know, pat them on the back of my hand and then apply them. So we'll do that in the demo. But it is important to see what colours you get, because actually, if you did have some redness, for example, and you wanted to colour correct, it does mean that, you know, in my case, I would put the green on. I know all the different shade ranges have different colours, obviously, but in my case I would put a little bit of the green underneath. So if I had some redness under my eyes, for example, which during this period when I'm going through more of a hay fever stage, and that lasts for about 2 months, I could do that. I could just sort of dab that underneath my eyes with the brush and then go and unify it with the whole powder. So that's what that's for. So I think that's worth knowing, and in that way I think I would find that useful to use. I should say it retails at £45, $59, and you get 7 grams of product. And I suppose the one that I would compare it to is the Hourglass, which it is a bigger palette that gives you 10 grams, but that's not a setting powder, it's a finishing powder. That's a different thing, and you're more likely to use more of that because you would put it on all around where your blusher is and so on. So to that end, let's give this a go and let's give it a demo and see how we go. So having put on my serum and some Shiseido Beneficient day cream, I've put the Givenchy foundation on. I'm shade 4.5N, which is a really good match for me. Matched, by the way, by their shade finder, so credit to them. It was for several of the new foundations I had to buy 2 shades, and this one's dead on, so good for them. Let us try some of the pressed powder. Now, I'm going to eschew using the brush that it comes with because I have tried using it and it doesn't seem to pick up a lot of product. I mean, it just really doesn't. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use that when I'm out and about, assuming I do touch up. But generally, I'm out for the day and not necessarily touching up throughout the day. If I come home, that's when I'll touch up if I'm going out again in the evening. However, that's irrelevant because this really should work better than it does, but it just doesn't pick up the product. This is the brush that I use for my powder, but just because I like to be very intentional, sounds so pompous, but I need to be I want to be quite strategic with my powder. So this is just a Sigma, they call it a tapered highlighter, but it's just, I mean, it really is tapered. So let's give it a little bit of a swirl, like that. Oh, that's That's nice. I'm just going to do it on this side of my face, just so you can see the difference, and we can all see the difference actually. And then I can try it with the powder puff. Now, normally, well, I always use a brush, and typically it's this brush. I've also got a Chanel one that's similarly tapered, and a Charlotte Tilbury. But I did buy the Laura Mercier powder puff to try with this. To be honest, when I ordered it, I didn't realise it came with the brush. I might not have ordered the puff thinking, oh, it comes with the brush, I can try that as well as another method. So I'm glad I've got the powder puff, because the brush isn't going to be great, I think, for me. Okay, so that is half. That's the unpowdered side. I don't know what you think and what comes across on the other side of the camera. What I like about it is there's still a glow. I'm not getting flat powder, which I'm not saying it was a concern, but that would be obviously, that for me, that would be a complete no-no, just because I'm not that oily. I do wear lots of moisturiser underneath, but I'm not a naturally oily person, so I don't feel I'm fighting that. I think what I am fighting is a bit of shine, just because I always use a rich moisturiser, and just during the day a bit of shine. But this is very nice. It's better than the Makeup by Mario, I think, because it's actually got a more diffused look. That's what I would say. That's what I would say it's got. Plus, also, there's that convenience of the pressed powder for me, which I find quite compelling. Shall we try it with a powder puff and see? I don't mind putting some Makeup by Mario up here to show you, but let's see how we go with a powder puff. So I do realise, this is quite a big one, and I've not used a powder puff, I don't think, since the days when I used to use a Chanel powder. This is like over 30 years ago, when this was the 90s. It was like quite a made-up look, but it was nice. Okay, so let's give this a little smoosh round. Now, the powder puff is definitely giving it a heavier application. I'm not saying that should be a surprise. I'm just saying that for me is too heavier an application. Although, bear in mind, it's my first time in, as I said, over 30 years. Yeah, it is 30. It is 30 years. Gosh. Yeah, that's probably a bit much, because actually, if I'm using a powder puff and then I'm still using a brush to buff it out, I may as well just use a brush. Let's see if we can use the brush here, which I wouldn't ordinarily powder, but actually, let's see what that's like. Now, what I'd like to do, just to show you, is I'd like to show you the Makeup by Mario on my forehead. So let's compare and contrast. So in the Mario Surrealskin Soft Blur Setting Powder, I am Neutral Peach, number 3. Now, as I say, this colour is just right for me, the Mario. I was sort of disappointed, because with the Huda, I'm in between colours. I ended up getting Blondie, which is just too yellow and too custardy, and then the one below, which is the one I was meant to be okay, I forget what the name was. I bought a small one. Got one here actually in the is it Cherry Blossom? Yeah, Cherry Blossom. That's a really good travel size, and it comes with a puff, which is quite handy, but I don't use that. The one below, and I forget what the name is, I'll write it down below, was basically too light for me. So it's a bit frustrating, because that's a nice powder. But the Makeup by Mario is a lovely powder for me. Again, very, very light, blurring, but not too much. Let's see. I'll do it here, and let's try. I'm just patting, because... Okay, here we go. Now, if I look in my trusty Muji mirror, I would say the Givenchy is very slightly more glowy. I don't mean shimmer, there's no pearl eyes, there's none of that last year's funny business with Givenchy. No, hopefully that's been consigned to history. But that's what I would say. I would say it's got a smidge more glow with the blur, as opposed to matte with the blur. Does that make sense? Am I talking rubbish? That's what I would say. There's a little bit more, it's almost imperceptible. But the one thing that I do know is when I put the Mario, because this is the powder I've been using for several months now, maybe maybe a bit, yeah, several months. I put it here around the nose, on the nose, and just here typically, like if it's a quick makeup and out the door on the chin. And I know that the Mario does not look as good as that looks, because that is blurred. You know where my pores are? It's definitely, you can see it. That might be a bit of fallout actually from my eyeshadow. Any sparkle is entirely my own and nothing to do with Givenchy. Yeah, I can see that the Mario doesn't operate in this way. It's not as blurring. This is much more blurring. Maybe that's not so visible on the forehead. Although what both have done is the large pores, the enlarged pores on my forehead have been minimised. The other thing I want to say, and it's a real thing for me, I'm a neutral tan, and so often, a bit like the Hydra, so often powders and foundations, they go on all right, and then they just go really too yellow or too golden. And this is whereas this is not happening here. This is definitely a really good match for my complexion and for my skin tone, I should say. I did say at the beginning I am 04 Mousseline Acidulée, and there are 7 shades, so I am bang in the middle. I would really like to know from you, if you are my shade or darker, whether Givenchy actually caters for your skin tone. I really would like to know that. Generally, if I'm somewhere in the middle, that feels like about an okay range of shades from a market point of view. That's my sense, and was always my sense actually, even when I was on counter working. However, I am interested to know whether you feel that this range caters for you. I know with the foundation, again, I'm dead on, and it does seem to have quite a range of darker skin tones. However, the proof of the pudding's in the eating, so do let me know, do comment down below. I would love to know whether Givenchy's doing a good enough job for you. But back to the powder, I really like this. I think that I will be switching to this one now as my preferred. I mean, I like a pressed powder anyway for the convenience. As I said, the one that I have used the most, do I have it here, is, yes I do, it's right in front of me, is the Hourglass, but that's not a setting powder, it's a finishing powder. So it's very much to give that blurred, soft look and to soften any edges around blusher and so on. I have been using it before I discovered and was so pleased with hitherto pleased with the Makeup by Mario powder. I've been using it as an everything powder. Typically I buy the big one. I've been using this one because that's all that was in stock at that point. But actually they do last ages. And this is good because it has got a little bit of a glow but no shimmer. Let me see if I can show you. This is dim, is it just called dim light? Dim light, yeah, dim light. That's what it looks like. You can see that. And again, for my skin, for my complexion, that's a dead-on match as well. However, throughout the day, I still do get shine, which is why I thought about actually going for a proper setting powder. I think this is much better. I like this look. It's not too matte. And as I say, it hasn't got that slightly, I'm quite sensitive to that slightly flowery tone. Flower with a U, not with a W. It's quite a common thing, I think, from my skin tone and onwards, just to have that a slight ashy quality. It doesn't have that. I think I've probably taken off a bit of my blusher, so I'll reapply a little bit of that. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Coral Clash. But it is very nice. Let's have another look, and I would love to know what you think as well, and whether you want to try these powders if you haven't, the pressed powders I should say. Yeah, no, I'm pleased. Now under my eyes, you saw that I did put it on. I don't think I used the puff underneath the eyes. I don't think I did. I'm just going to put some on now. I actually don't think it made any difference using the puff or the brush. I mean, I'm probably being quite gentle because I'm not as confident. So I will fiddle about with that and report back. So I'm bringing you in a little bit more. I do feel like I'm staring at you. I'm terribly sorry, but I do think you should have as good a look as possible at this. I think it's definitely blurring. I think it's very soft. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look flowery. As I said, I'm quite sensitive to that. If we compare and contrast, maybe you can't see as much difference. I'm not saying there's a massive difference. I can just see a little bit more of a soft peachiness to this side. So that could be the colour difference. You have got the peachiness in there, whereas with the Mario, well, you can see. Plus, of course, we are comparing textures and it's a different product, isn't it? But I think that's a nice, finished, polished look without being cakey. Given that we've given this a good go, let's just see it has picked up a bit of product. I don't know whether you can see that. A little bit of product. Can you see? It picks it up, but it doesn't feel like it's gripping it. Yeah, because I put it on my hand and it's still on there. Yeah, this isn't good enough. I mean, it feels lovely. It's got that lovely kitten soft feel to it, but you need something with a little bit more grit when you come to this old woman's face. As I said, the other two brushes that I use, they've all got this pointiness, so I just find it easy to get in there and not put too much product. It stops me from being heavy-handed as well. So maybe the puff was a bit of an ambitious choice. We'll see, but I'll fiddle about with it. I see so many people using puffs and being able to get a lovely finish with them, so it may well be worth it. But maybe actually it's a loose powder thing rather than a pressed powder thing. So let's see. In terms of how I think this looks, I really like the look. I'm pleased because I'm going to use it, and I'm going to make this my preferred powder. I think in the end it does what I want it to do, not just the convenience of the pressed powder, but it's definitely got the blurring, the softness, not that wizened look, which I'm sensitive to. And also, because I've got dry skin, I don't want something that's completely matte. I like that candle lit glow, which actually is what the Hourglass does really well, but what the Hourglass doesn't do is stop any shine. And so just a little bit of shine control and mattifying is a really attractive thing for me. So I'm pleased, I'm going to use it. And I also think it goes really well with this. I love this foundation. I really, really, really love it. I love it more than I expected I would love it. It's just such a perfect balance. And so the two together, I still feel I've got a fresh look. It's not compromised the glow in a flattened way, as I say. And I think they're a really good pairing. And they're a good pairing from a tone and shade point of view as well, which is honestly just as important. It really is. Can I just emphasize, there is no shimmer, there's no pearlized nonsense, there's none of that. It's just a lovely soft blurring effect without any razzle dazzle, because that's not what we want. We want the razzle dazzle targeted to certain areas, not necessarily in the powder. So thank you so much for joining me. Do let me know if you're going to go for this pressed powder or in fact the loose powder, and in fact whether you've tried this and how much you like it. I would love to hear from you, so do comment down below and do let me know. I love hearing from you. Please give me a thumbs up and do subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.